So today we're going to dive into a hidden geometry, a really fascinating system that suggests the anatomy of your hand is perfectly mirrored in the rhythm of your breath. It's a model that connects how we do things with how we simply are. So let's just start with a question. What if your hand isn't just a collection of bones and muscles and ligaments? What if it's actually a precise interface, an operational tool that has its own internal logic? That's the core idea we're going to unpack here. All right, let's get right into it. This whole idea asks us to look at the hand in a new way. We need to see it not just as biology, but as a piece of, perfect geometry. Think of it less like anatomy and more like a beautiful, functional math, where every single part has a very specific job to do. So, okay, how does this math actually work? Well, it all starts by breaking the hand down into a system of 15 distinct operational units. Let's see exactly how we get to that number. Okay, first up, we count the bones in your fingers and thumb, the phalanges. You've got 3 in each of your forefingers, right? So that's 12. Add the 2 in your thumb, and boom, that gets us to 14. Now, here's the cool part. In this system, they're not just bones. The model calls them pathways, or even doors. So that's 14, but what about the palm? Now, in this model, we're not counting all the tiny little bones in there. Instead, the entire palm, its ability to close, is treated as just one single unit, the grip. Think of it as the force distributor. It's the part that unifies everything those 14 pathways are doing. And that brings us to the core equation, and it's super simple. 14 pathways plus that one unifying grip equals 15. And there you have it, the total operational hand, a complete system totally designed for action. Now, this is where it gets really interesting, the why behind the thumb being so different. The model basically says the 12 finger segments are for experience. They feel things, they explore the world. But the thumb, with only 2 segments, it's the control vector. It's like the boss. It's not there to wander around. Its job is to oppose, to lock things down, to make a decision. It gives you real authority over the other 4 fingers. And this really gets to the heart of what the grip is all about. It's this unseen force. The fingers can touch and explore all day long, but without that grip, there's no real commitment, right? The grip is where your intention finally gathers up and becomes actual execution. It's that critical final step that turns potential into real, concrete action. Okay, so now we're going to pivot. We're moving from the hand to something that seems totally separate. But as you'll see, it really isn't. We're talking about our breath. And this isn't just, breathing to stay alive. We're looking at a specific model for finding balance. And it works through 2 very distinct mirrored cycles that are designed to create a perfect equilibrium. All right, take a look at this. We've got 2 cycles here. First, there's cycle A, a 12-second rhythm that's all about grounding. Then you have cycle B, which is a longer 21-second rhythm for expansion. Now here's where the magic happens. You add them together. 12 plus 21, you get 33. And according to this model, that number, that's a point of perfect equilibrium. And each of these cycles has a totally different job. Cycle A, that shorter one, is for grounding you, for calming your system down. You can kind of think of it as clearing the slate. Meanwhile, cycle B, the longer one, that's for expanding your awareness, for building up energy. That's more like making your mark. So you see, one clears, the other builds. So we've got the 15 units of the hand, and we've got these breath cycles. Now, this is the moment. This is where it all comes together, where these 2 systems that seemed so separate just click right into place. This is what the model calls the grand unification. Get this, the 14 phalanges, those doors or pathways we talked about, they correspond perfectly to these silent parts of the breath cycles, the holds, the transitions between inhale and exhale. And that 15th unit, the grip, the center of all that force, that lines up with the active part of breathing, the force of the inhale and the force of the exhale. It's a perfect match. And what this creates is this incredible, powerful symbiosis. Think about it. Breath without a focused grip, well, that just leads to drift, right? You're unfocused. But a grip without aligned breath, that just creates tension. So true balance, according to this system, can only be found when the hand's intention and the breath's power are perfectly, totally aligned. So what's the big takeaway here? What does this all mean? Well, if you put all these pieces together, you get something that looks a whole lot like an operating system for the human body. This quote from the source material just nails it. It ties it all together so well.
The hand is the interface. The 14 pathways form the door, and the grip is the force that opens it, turning what you intend to do into what you actually do. The thumb gives you authority, the fingers gather experience, and the grip executes. Now combine that with the breath model, and the picture becomes completely clear. The hand is your interface for action, and your breath is the power source for your balance. It's like a blueprint for turning your inner state into your outer reality.
And that brings us to our final and maybe most provocative question. If this model really holds true, if the hand is the interface and the breath is the power source, it really leaves us all to wonder, what program are you running?